Hi English 1 students. This video is supposed to help you finish Ally Project Activity 4, the pre-writing activity that's going to help you write your paper. What we covered in the last video, just to review, we covered your thesis, which is your opinion stated. Please use the thesis builder, which is in the link at the top for help. It really helps you make a strong thesis, and then you can, if you want to be more creative, you can change it after you've done that. I really encourage you to use that thesis builder. It will really help you and get you used to how theses are written. So we covered thesis, and then we covered our body paragraphs, which uses the ICE method. The first letter is I, standing for introductory statement. This is your topic sentence. This is the whole point that you're writing your essay. That you're writing your paragraph, not your essay. So it's a little bit more specific than your thesis. So if your thesis is that left-handed people are mistreated or misunderstood in society, a good topic sentence or introductory statement might be, left-handed people deal with struggles in their daily lives. See how that's a little bit more specific. After I comes C, which stands for cite evidence that supports your point. You want to make sure that you're using factual information, not just reasons or anecdotes or experiences that you have, but you're using actual information that you find from a credible source. So a quote that I used here was according to the Foundation for Lefties, 20% of products are not designed for left-handed people. And you can see how that supports my introductory statement because I'm talking about the struggles that they experience in their daily lives. And then the E stands for explain why that matters. And when you explain, you can be more specific about what that quote means. What are the consequences of that evidence? So how I explained it was, this illustrates that even something as minor as a measuring cup or a student desk can impact the life of a student, impact the life of a left-handed person. And so you can see that I'm pointing out measuring cup and student desk. So I'm being even more specific than the evidence was, which just said products. Okay, and so now I have a full body paragraph that is really starting to develop the whole point of the essay, the whole point of my thesis. So that's what we talked about on Monday on Monday with most students, or we will talk about on Thursday for students who have me Thursday, Friday. What I need us to talk about now is how to finish the Ally project. And we do this with including a counter argument. And a counter argument is an opposing viewpoint. So someone who disagrees with the point your thesis is trying to make. So you're still going to use the ICE method for this third body paragraph, but you're going to do it a little bit differently because you're going to start with the opposite argument. And you have to decide what that is. Just like if this were a real debate, you would want to identify the argument on the other side that is the most hurtful to your own thesis. So if you were like trying to convince your parents to buy a phone, or to get you a phone, you need to understand what their reasons are for saying no, so that you can refute them, you can go against them. So we're going to start with the opposite argument before we continue the ICE method. And the opposite argument for my thesis about left-handed people starts with the sentence starter, and you can use this as well. Some people may argue that left-handed people are hardly struggling in our society. So if I'm trying to make this argument that left-handed people don't have it great and actually have a lot of struggle, some people may argue that that's not true and that left-handed people should just quit whining. So I want to point out how I introduced this opposite argument. Some people may argue is one way to start this. You could also include opposing viewpoints are, or be specific. You could say that a certain population. So if you're arguing against LGBTQ rights, you could say that religious communities often believe, and that would introduce an opposite argument, okay? So there are different ways that you can do this. Then we'll follow the ICE method. And so your introductory statement in this paragraph should refute that claim. So if the opposite argument is that left-handed people don't struggle, my claim would be, however, they do not realize how often safety can be a real problem for these individuals. Okay, and then I cite some evidence. CNN.com recently reported that left-handed people are 1.5 times more likely to be in a car accident due to the right-handed design of vehicles. And then finally, I explain, and this should directly refute, go against the opposite argument. This proves that the inconveniences of left-handed people experience are more dire, as in more important, more life or death, than some people realize. So this goes exactly against that opposing argument, which says that they don't struggle, they don't got any problems. No, actually they do. They have some big problems, okay? So all of this is meant to make your argument stronger in the long run.